Hey, how are you?
Hey, how's it
Good to see
going?
you, man.
You too, man.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just doing the same thing that everybody else in the world is doing. Or I guess
Enjoying the
most of
quarantine?
yeah, but yeah, home doing a lot of homeschooling and writing, working on music and all of that good stuff, all that jazz. It's fun
Yeah,
though. Yeah.
excited about the new Icarus Bell project.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's kind of so. Is it cool if I give you a little like just quick little backstory on that, or just kind
Oh
of?
yeah, man.
Okay, cool. So, man, there's a bunch of people on here. I was gonna say I think like conversations like this are just good to have, whether it's two people or three people or 50 people or whatever. So, first of all, thank you for asking me to come on and chat.
I mean,
And
thank you
it's
so much for
awesome.
accepting it.
Oh yeah, man, my pleasure. It's really cool to see people join in too. So, but yeah, the Icarus Bell thing is first of all, man, it's a lot of fun. It just I've had a I'm in addition to being a bass player, I am a songwriter, and I've been a songwriter for many years, for a long time, and I do write a lot of songs with Blue October, and then I do a lot of writing with other artists that I work with, producing, and like everything from rock to country to R&B to like I love doing it. I love writing songs, always have. They're like my
Yeah.
babies. Um, but I have this kind of this a lot of riff ideas and a lot of ideas that I've been working on for a long time that I really didn't have a home for. And Alan, my partner, Icarus Bell, the other half of Icarus Bell, he and I have a really great relationship, and we're very close. We're really close friends, and we have a really like we've always had a really good kind of intangible uh, chemistry, like this thing between us as band is like in a band or just in any atmosphere or any situation really. But as far as a band goes, like one, he's a drummer, so as a rhythm section, it's a cool thing. It's a cool dynamic. But then just as far as our musical tastes, we both are really into a lot of 90s music. Like there's a lot of really cool like to me it's like when my favorite bands, when it was the heyday, it was like the early days of Lollapalooza. It's like the Jane's
Yeah.
Addictions and Rage Against the Machine and and bands like that. So Alan and I we really like those bands, that kind of music. And so we had started writing together, just the two of us, quite a while ago, like several months ago. And it was just kind of a weekly thing. It was like, let's get together once a week and write and just lay down ideas and have fun. And it wasn't really like a specific purpose for it. And then it just turned into this thing where it was like, man, this is awesome. Like these songs are just sounding so much fun and they have so much energy. And I'm having such a good time doing it that it's like, let's make a record, man. Why not? Let's just, who cares? Why not? Like let's take these songs and make a record. But the tricky part of that, of course, is like we've got drums, we've got bass, and pretty much all the guitars. Like we get that pretty much covered. And then we've got some friends that play instruments that we invited to do some stuff too, and like just make cameos and play stuff. And like Ryan's actually working on some string parts for us right now, which is super cool. Um, just a big collaboration, man, a really fun thing. But then, of course, when it comes to vocals, it was like the whole like, well, what are we gonna do about this? This could be interesting, and so I got to say, Alan really just encouraged me to just to just do it. He was
Yeah.
like, just man, like stop being self-conscious about the way your voice sounds and just do it. Just sing. And so we tried it out. We're really happy with how the first song turned out. We just finished the second song, which we have to do right now. It's like there's not a lot you can get done remotely. We can't really pick back up until we can all get
Yeah.
back together again. But I was able to work on some vocals myself and get some more done. And yeah, so it's turned out to be this really badass thing, man. And it's like it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I think it's something we'll do for a long time. I do. I'm excited about it
I'm
for
looking forward
sure.
to it, and
Oh,
especially hearing
nice.
your
Thank you.
vocals. I know I like going to YouTube and looking at your acoustic stuff, especially
Oh,
You Make Me
yeah.
Smile.
Oh, right
Yeah.
on. Yeah, I'm always like, I kind of cringe when I hear that. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I think
I
it's
think
just
it sounds
weird,
good.
man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do remember though, like a long time ago, I got to play some shows. I was playing. It was Kirk Baxley, myself, and then Justin was headlining, and we was doing before it became an open book show. He was just doing like it was a solo show, right? It was.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it was called open book then. It might have just been like, you know,
I don't think
Just
it
Bergfeld
was.
acoustic. And I got to play a couple of those shows with them. And I remember like in the early days of the message boards, there was somebody that like, maybe it's the reason I decided to stop singing, but somebody put on there, they were like, yeah, the show was really great. I really like the first guy. The second guy, I thought the songs were cool, but his voice was so annoying that like it was something like I had to leave the room until Justin started. And I just remember like reading that and I was like, yeah, that guy's got a point. Like maybe I
I
shouldn't be
mean,
doing this, you know.
everybody's got an opinion. You know, you're not going to get love from everybody,
Mm.
but
Yeah,
you know,
opinions are like a-holes, right? Everybody's got
yeah,
one. Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can't you
yeah.
can't let the one bad ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I do have to say, you know, being as blessed as I am to play with the kind of musicians, the caliber of musicians that I play with and the people that I'm surrounded with, it elevates me. You know,
Right.
and it's a lot. Like it's like being in a band with somebody like Justin who's so captivating and it's so effortless. And the guy can just get up there and just completely just convert, you know, thousands of people. You know, we played a couple years ago, not even a couple years ago, we played the NA convention in Florida. And most of that crowd did not know who we were, you know, so they didn't know who we were. And by the end of it, they were all fans, you know.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like that is, you can be a great singer. You can go on The Voice, you can go on American Idol and be a great singer or whatever. That is different. Like
Oh
getting
yeah.
up and, you know what I'm saying? Like what he does
Justin
is
definitely has
different.
something that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah. It's intangible. It's an
Yeah.
intangible thing, you know. So yeah, him, you know, just being a part of that and witnessing it every night is like it's awe-inspiring and it's beautiful and it's also like when you go to do your own music and it's something you're doing on your own, that's kind of like that's your litmus test, man. It's like I can't sing like that, like holy shit, you know, like I can
Yeah.
only do what I can do. But yeah, I think part of life is really it's really just accepting who you are and what you are and making and doing the best that you can with the tools you have, and you know that's it. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, luckily, you know, the blue community is very supportive. So, you know, you'll have all
Oh
our
yeah.
support.
Oh, thank you, man.
You
Yeah,
know.
that's really blown me away, honestly, as I really wasn't expecting all the positive comments, man. You know, it was like when we decided like, you know, because we weren't going to really be sharing anything anytime soon, but circumstances have changed, you know, so we were like, yeah, let's go ahead and, you know, share some content and put some stuff out and just put it out into the universe. Why not? And the like, I've been really like, it really warms my heart to see the reaction that we've got. You know, it's cool. It really is, and it's a
Yeah.
different animal. It's rock. It's rocking for sure. You know, but it's a lot of
Oh, it was a
fun.
good sound. I love that preview. Like I said, I can't wait to till some more music gets released.
Yeah, me too.
You
Yeah,
know.
for
And
sure.
so how's it going? Also with you know, your studio with Orb.
Yeah, so that's a tricky thing at the moment because it's quiet until, you know, the laws change and the ban, which is all for the best. It's the right
Oh
thing to
yeah.
do, but so until a lot of things change from that perspective, the studio has to really kind of stay at a standstill until that's all done. But the we have such a strong business model and we have such a great, you know, staff and such a good like it's a small family, but we're so tight knit that we're good. Like we communicate, we talk to each other all the time. We're totally cool. We're like we're gonna wait this out, and when it's right, it'll be right. And now that, you know, slowly some things are starting to kind of get back to like, I don't want to say normal, but like the early phases of trying to get back to normal. It may be soon-ish that the studio can open up again. But even when it does, it's not like it's going to be just it's open and come on
Yeah,
everybody.
you
Like
got
we have
got
to
to take
be
it slow and still
very
be
much
safe.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So but we're like super conscious of that, and we're going to be very very smart about it and very like baby steps for sure, you know. But
Yeah.
I miss it, man. I miss it. I miss it like crazy, you know. But I don't miss anything as much as I miss being on stage right now, though. You know, I
Yeah,
don't.
it was so disappointing when we got the word, you know, that
Yeah.
everything, because I was actually packing up my car about to head to Beaumont because they
Mm.
had told us all day, yeah, the show's still going, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, like
Yeah.
2.5, 3 hours before, they were like, never mind,
Yeah. Well,
and it was
so
just like,
yeah, we went. We were there,
yeah,
we had to turn around and go home, so we hung in there as long as we possibly could, and we really like, as weird as it sounds, I think that like when you cancel a tour, there's like a weird like grieving feeling. It really is. Like you grieve,
yeah,
and it like, yeah, it sucks on a lot of different levels, and it's a bummer, and it's a shock more than anything, because it's like, oh my God, like 4 days ago, I never would have thought that we'd be doing this, and now here we are, and this is actually happening. It's
yeah,
crazy, So like, there's that initial shock, but there's also like this grieving, like, man, we put so much. You spend so much time mentally preparing yourself to get back out there and connect with people, and it already felt, it's like our springtime. The sun's coming
yeah,
back out, and the holidays are over, and it's time to get back out and connect with people again, and you kind of feel like that gets pulled out from underneath you, and you're like, wow, that's crazy, and you grieve. You're like, it's sad. We haven't had to cancel a whole tour like that in a really long time, and that wasn't, you know completely different set of circumstances.
yeah.
But it was the same general feeling of grieving. It was that feeling came back to me again of like, oh man, this I'm really not going to be able to go see all these people. I'm really not going to be able to go up and do that 90 minutes of just soul cleansing bliss, of being on stage
And
and sharing these songs with people and connecting with people. We got to wait.
yeah, and that's what it is at a show, man. It's just so you're just in a whole nother reality
Oh yeah.
when you guys are on stage. It's like all your problems, everything just vanishes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's
Right.
great. I'm just glad, you know, I made arrangements and was able to go to Galveston and see you guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that was our last show. And I
Yeah,
mean, at this point, I can't speculate. I don't know, when the next show will be. I know that we're just like everybody else in the world, like we're just waiting to see, what the word is. And but I know that it makes me sad to say that that could be the last show for a little while, or for a while, I
yeah,
don't know, but I know that we are just as eager to get out there as anyone in the world, like as any band or artist. Like we are just as eager to get back out there and do what we do. It's like it's killing us to not be able to do it, but at the same time we're like, man, we have to be responsible right now, and we got to do our part, and we have to do the right thing. We
yeah,
can't be stupid, and we can't be selfish, and we can't ignore science, and we can't put people in danger more than anything, man. We've got loved ones that, you know our own families. It's like I have a son that has a compromised immune system, and I got to be really smart about that. I got to be careful about those things, and we all do. We all have grandparents and children, and just got to be careful for sure.
yeah. When I get home from work, man, I go straight to the laundry room, strip down, put everything in the
Yeah.
washer, and go straight to the shower. You know, I don't that
Yep.
man, that's my biggest fear, is spreading it to my kids.
Oh yeah,
You
for
know,
sure. That definitely. Yeah, for sure. It's like, um, but I at first it's kind of one of those things. It's like until you experience it firsthand, you're like, is this real? Like, do I really need to do all this? Do I really need to wear a mask and gloves and blah, 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 blah? But my wife is very diligent about these things. And she's like, you have to do this. You got to be smart. Don't be stupid. Do
yeah,
the right thing. As soon as you get home, you take your shoes off, you strip down, you go put your other clothes on, you wash your hands, you do it properly, you sanitize yourself, like we sanitize the groceries, everything. And I don't know, I don't remember where I said this, but I was talking to somebody about this. I had my first like real grocery store trip a couple weeks ago, the first time that I went in and experienced what it was like to have a mask on and have everybody far away from each other and avoiding each other, and it was like it made me emotional. It really did.
yeah,
Like it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh my God, like this isn't funny. Like there's nothing funny about this at all.
yeah.
You know?
It's crazy and it's scary, just the whole situation, everything going on.
Yeah.
Um, And I'll admit, I was one of the people in the beginning. I was like, I'm not that worried about it, you know. And then,
Same here. I'll admit it. I was too. I was. And I hate to say that, but I was. I was like, it's going to be all right. We're going to be fine. Relax, you know?
well,
And
we've never experienced anything on this kind of level.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Nothing.
it was like, you know, you go back and think, oh yeah, remember they said swine flu was supposed to be huge, and look what that was.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, and maybe I'm just, I'm also the guy that like, we'll be driving down the highway and I'm like, oh, wow, look at that. Look at that building. And my wife is like, that's been there since we moved here. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not like, I guess I'm wired a little differently.
Yeah,
So some things tend to just like go right over, like my ADD kicks in, I guess, and I don't really focus. But so swine flu to me is like, I mean, I remember it, but it wasn't, it's not like something
yeah,
that
it
I
was.
really think back and I'm like, oh, I remember where I was and this and that. Like, it just wasn't, I don't know. I don't really, it didn't have that big of an impact on me, honestly.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
it should
that's
have.
well, no, I thought that that's what this was gonna be. You know,
Yeah.
when it first came out, it was, oh, be scared, and then it piddles out in a week. You know how the media is,
Yeah.
and then it was like, wait, this isn't going away.
Right. Yeah. This is a big deal for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I know, and you know, actually, this is what kind of helped me start the page.
Mm.
Um, with all this going on, and you know, Justin doing his live videos and reaching out to people, and people going on with
Mm-hmm.
him and telling their stories.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know, I deal with depression and anxiety myself.
Sure.
Um, you know, and I usually am very private about it.
Yeah.
I've never been one to express it, and seeing all that kind of made me realize, hey, it's, you know, it's okay to be open about it.
It's okay to talk about it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
to reach out for help. And so, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess some good has come from this whole thing.
For sure.
Um,
Yeah.
and it seems like, you know, the stuff that you guys are doing is reaching a lot of people as well.
That's great. It means a lot. It means a lot to hear that. So thank you. I will say, so first of all, I agree with you 100%. I think that we all have our demons, and I think that we all have, and not everyone suffers from depression or anxiety, but we do all have our demons. Everyone,
Right.
and for some of us, it's magnified in different ways, But I think that the important thing is that when you realize that, there are other people that are having the same feelings that you are, or there are other people that even through a different sort of set of circumstances are having the same feelings that you are, you realize that you're not alone, and that is a really, really heavy moment. That's a really important thing in life. And when that happens, I think that it opens a lot of doors for you. I think that it does. I know that I personally have gone through something very similar to that where, I had some things in my life that I wasn't comfortable talking about and didn't want to get into. And it just got to a point in my life where I kind of put my foot down and I said, I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of living like this. Like, it's okay, and other people have gone through something similar or have been through the same kind of situation. And the fact that we're all here for each other and we can all talk and be a community is everything,
Yeah.
and now you're seeing it in so many different ways. You're seeing this, like, you're seeing, first of all of the things that we took for granted for so long, like that now you don't have access to, and now we don't have, and you realize, you're like, oh my God, like I was so spoiled, like we're all
Right.
so spoiled, like, and we don't realize just what gluttons we are, like everything around us is just so easy and accessible, and when that's taken from you, and then you have to kind of reevaluate, the really beautiful thing that happens is I think that people, they go into their home and they go into their comfort zone and they start reaching out like this. They start
Yes.
reaching out and they start communicating with other people, and they go, man, I can't be there with you right now. Like, uh, I can't hold your hand. I can't put my arms around you, but I can FaceTime you. I can have a Zoom meeting. I can have a Zoom happy hour with six of my friends,
Right.
and it just means so much, and it's so amazing, and it's just something that you just completely took for granted before, and on that same note, one thing kind of going back to Justin and what he's been doing since all this happened is like I really admire the fact that and it's okay for some people for them to go silent in times like
Right.
this. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to go out there and you know talk. You don't have to go out there and try. Sometimes it's best to just take a step back and go, you know what, I'm going to shut off for a while. I'm going to reset. I'm going to spend time with just my family or just by myself or my dog or whatever it is, and I'm just going to reset. But the thing that I really respect about what he does, and I see it, and it's living proof that the guy walks the walk, is in moments like this, he doesn't just shut down. He goes, nope, I'm going to adapt. I'm going to adapt to the way everything is, and I'm going to make sure that I'm still communicating with people and that we are impacting each other's lives. That's really cool.
Right.
It really
Yeah,
is.
it's amazing. I look forward to not only when he goes live, but Ryan's also doing his thing.
Yeah.
By the way, 1 o'clock, on weekdays,
Yeah.
Ryan goes on and does a little thing, lets people come on, talk to him.
Gives a lot of
Justin's
insight.
going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people look forward to those things, and it's it helps. You might, especially being stuck at home, like for people that are alone,
Yeah.
especially with depression, when you're stuck by yourself, your
Ooh.
thoughts just
Oh yeah.
set in. But
Yeah.
having that stuff to look forward to is just it helps a lot.
Yeah. I
And
heard
especially
some.
seeing, oh, go
Sorry. Go
ahead, I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No,
Uh,
you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, especially, before it was just we saw, Justin being open about things, about
Yeah.
depression, and we had the shows, and now with him bringing other people, you see, hey, there's a lot of people that are going through the same thing that I am,
Hmm.
and it helps not to feel as bad.
Yeah, man. Well, one, what I was going to say, just you made me think of this just a second ago, with what you're saying about being alone and depression and what that can do to you is somebody just said to me recently, and it really it really opened my eyes just hearing it, was that anxiety is a liar, and I was like, poof, yes, it is. It absolutely is. It's a liar, and it messes with you, and it makes you think all kinds of things that may, under any other circumstances, you may know are not true, but when you have anxiety, you can't help the fact that you're being lied to. It's not your fault. It's
Yeah,
happening, so, um, but, yeah, that's I think it's a good opportunity, like what you just said about having other people come on and connect and tell their story. I think that it really opens people's eyes to the fact that, like, it's really easy, especially in this day and age of social media, to make it seem like everything is, your life is perfect, and like in
yeah,
life, and look at all these snapshots of my badass life and how awesome everything
yeah,
is today. And what you're not seeing is, the shitty diaper and the screaming match between two family members, and like whatever, like all kinds of things that happen all day long, because nobody wants to advertise that. Nobody's advertising their problems, or what they're going through.
right.
But none of us are immune to that. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. It doesn't matter if, if you're a recluse. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor or whatever. It does not matter. Like, we all, the truth is that we all have our shit, and we all have to live with it, and we have to figure it out. But the best way to do that is by talking and by communicating with other people. And I think it's really cool to see people that normally you kind of put them on a pedestal, and you're like, whoa, this person, like, you know, um, like Tom Hanks, you're like, Tom Hanks got coronavirus like in the
Yeah,
first week or whatever, it's like, that's Tom Hanks. How does that happen? But it's like,
yeah,
look, man, we're all human beings. We're all subject to the same stuff, and so I think that what you're seeing is you're seeing a lot of truth, and you're seeing a lot of honesty, and you're seeing a lot of people that are not afraid to tell the truth, and are not afraid, because they know that there are so many people hurting right now, that they're not afraid to just stop and go, you know what, life isn't all roses all the time. I can admit that, you know, and I can
Right. And
admit that it's not like that for me, you know?
yeah, and that's what this did for me. I mean, this is the most open I've ever been about any of it.
Yeah.
And, all this stuff inspired me to be open about it and to reach out to other people.
Yeah.
And, even if I only help one person with all of this, that's an achievement for me.
Yes, it is. I agree with that
And
100%. It's worth it.
and and that's the goal of this, is to, reach out and help other people that are going through the same thing,
Yeah.
to show we're not alone and we can
Yeah.
fight this together. It's time to
Yeah.
stop fighting alone.
Yes. I love that, man. And I think you're absolutely right. I think what you're doing is really admirable and I think it's really cool and I love that you're doing it. I like just keep doing this. Keep spreading the word and I'll do whatever I can to help you spread the word and I know a lot of other people will and I think that one thing that you've tapped into just through, bringing the band back into it and being a member of the Blue family is that you realize what a strong sense of community there is within that family right there. It's like, it's really, I've had people that, because I do a lot of different things with music and in the music business. And I work with a lot of people that they're familiar with the band and they know what the band is, but they're not like, they don't really know the music or they don't really know the whole
Yeah.
story. And it's funny because I always get the same reaction whenever they do finally start to really like become more aware of it or they see a show or come to a show or something. They're like, whoa, like there's a whole nother level of community going on at your shows or with your fans and with, and like what's happening. And I'm like, well, they're not our fans, we're a
Yeah.
family, and it's a beautiful thing, man. So I think tapping into that, and I think that you making your voice heard is going to help a lot of other people. So I commend you for it. That's great.
Yeah, and that's the whole mission of this,
Yeah.
is, everybody goes like on the fan pages, everyone's just talking about the band and stuff going
Hmm.
on. A lot of people don't actually talk about what's actually going on with them. And
Right.
this
Right. Right.
is,
Right. Yeah.
so people can actually reach out, the stuff I post, comment on it. I've had a few people that have messaged me directly that they've been going through stuff, and like I tell everybody, we can chat in there. I'll go live with you if you want to bring your story.
Yeah.
If you just want to hear me talk, I know sometimes that's helped me. I've been in my depression and I don't want to talk about it, but hearing someone
Hmm.
else talk has helped me. So if that's what someone needs, or if they need to vent, I'm here for whatever.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, communication really fixes everything. I mean, it really
Oh yeah.
does. And if it doesn't fix it, it just makes it a lot better. It really
Yeah.
does. No, I believe that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely helps a lot. And it's helped me a lot too. I mean, I haven't really felt depressed since I started this. Just
Wow, that's great.
all the joy that I've gotten from seeing all these people, comment and talk to me and reach out. It's just,
Yeah,
it's, yeah, it
that's
makes me
awesome.
happy. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's a good thing. And you know
Oh
what?
yeah.
But when you do, if and when you do have those moments again, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
totally okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But the fact that it is helping you, even if it's just baby steps or one, like one day at a time, that's everything,
Yeah.
man. That's incredible.
Yeah. And over the years, I mean, I've learned to deal with it a lot better. Um, for a while it got a little dark. I was drinking, I was
Hmm.
taking pills, doing stuff
Hmm.
like that, and one day it just, enough is enough. All
Yeah.
this stuff is doing is hurting others around me. Yeah, it's, making
Hmm.
me feel better for a short period of time, but
Yeah,
look at the effect it's having on the people, on my loved ones, on the people around me.
for sure. Yeah.
And so, and I've really used music as one of my biggest outlets to help with my depression and my anxiety.
You know, it's so you bringing that up, it makes me think about something, and this is something that's really been on my mind lately. I the news is a tricky thing right now, right?
Yeah.
Watching the news, reading the news. I know that it's important, and I know that we have to educate ourselves. And and I think that sometimes the media gets carried away with things. Of course, it depends on who you're listening to and what you're reading and whatnot. But one thing that I've been reading a lot lately is there are a lot of people that are speculating about what industries are coming back and how they are and when they are and how it could be the very last things to really fully recover and come back on a regular basis are all have to do with the entertainment industry.
Right.
Of course, packed restaurants and movie theaters, and it's all understandable, and concerts. And the thing to me is, one thing that I'm not seeing a ton of in any of the articles that I'm reading, and one thing that I'm just not reading a lot of, and I'm not getting a lot of when I hear people talk about it, is how, not just how important that is financially, because that's all I hear about, but how important that is for us as human beings and for our souls. So
Right.
I hear a lot about, well, the music business is, if there are no concerts, then they stand to lose billions of dollars in revenue and blah 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 blah. And yeah, that matters, and that's all important. But I haven't really read anything that really dives into, like, what about people like yourself that really, like, those concerts, like, they keep you going.
Yeah.
Those shows are like what you look forward to. It's important to look forward to something in life, to always have something to look forward to. And those concerts, for many of us, those moments, and for us in the band too, those are the things that keep us going, and those are the things that you have, those moments that sort of reset your soul and tell you, man, I got so many people in my life. There's so many people I love. There's so many people that I connect with, and so to me, I go, well, I'm fortunate enough to be in a band that is more than a band. It's a
Oh
lot
yeah.
more than just a band. There's a message, and there's so much more to it, and it's such an important thing. But I know that we're not the only band in the universe that's the case. I mean, I remember going to see shows way before I knew anything about Blue October, and getting that feeling that I needed to get by seeing that show and hearing those lyrics and seeing the emotion come off the stage and the crowd giving it right back. Those are just cathartic, you know, spiritual, beautiful experiences. And so to me, it's, yeah, I'm hearing a lot in the news right now about the economy and the economic aspect of
Yeah.
it. But what I'm more scared about, or I guess what I'm more sad about, is the other implications, which is what about the fact that people need that? They need that in their life. Some people need to
It's
go unwind and see a movie, and some people need to get out with a loved one and have a nice dinner. But a lot of people really, they need that routine of, I'm going to go see these people that are my extended family, and I'm just going to be with them, you
yeah.
know? So yeah, I'm just
It's
going
it's
off on a
definitely
tangent.
therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean everything you're saying is true though. I mean it's definitely therapy going to a show.
Yeah.
I mean even for a long time after you still just feel that energy of everything you experienced at the show and the people you connect with. I mean, every time I've gone to a show, I've met new people. I mean, the Blue family is just so amazing
Yeah.
and everybody's so nice. And then, especially you guys, you've got the meet and greet before the show. You
Hmm.
guys try to see people after the show. You guys actually listen to our stories. It's an amazing experience.
It is an amazing experience. And one thing that I hope that, of the people that we've met along the way and over the years, and the people that we continue to see at the shows, and we get to spend time with and talk to, like yourself, I hope that you guys realize that it does just as much for us as it does for you. Those shows are just as important for us as they are for anybody on out in the crowd, and
Yeah.
and you know it's I think, like I said, going back to what I said earlier, the grieving process, you grieve because you realize that something you love so much and something that's so dear to you you don't, it's, you don't know when you get to do it again. You know, it's scary and it's sad, and but it means just as much to us as a band. And I know that I can say that for all five of us. You know, there are a lot of times I'm like, I ain't speaking for anybody. I'm just speaking for me. I'm not speaking for anybody else, you know, but
Yeah.
I know for a fact that I'm speaking for Ryan, Will, Jeremy, Justin, and our crew, you know, and our managers when I say that, like, it is just as uh, important and soul cleansing to us as it is to anyone else,
Yeah, and
you know?
I know Justin came out and said that, about he needs us as much as we need him going to the shows.
Hmm.
Um, and him saying that and hearing you say it as well, I mean, I know it makes me feel really good,
Yeah.
and I'm sure, the people watching, that's heartwarming for them as well.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. And we
And
see it. We know how much you guys care about us, and I think that's why the following is what it is.
right. Yeah, for sure. You know, and not that every experience we've ever had with everyone has always been great or perfect or pleasant or, I mean, look, it's life,
Oh
every
yeah,
day is different. Life throws curveballs at you, things happen. Um, and you never really know exactly what you're going to get day to day, but but I will say that I think that we really try our absolute best to never ever take anything for granted. And as a band, I think that we always try to be really conscious of the fact that you know every single person that's there is there for a reason, and if somebody wants to talk or somebody has something to say, like, just listen, just
right.
listen, talk to people, communicate with them. How hard is that? We wouldn't be doing any of this if it weren't for everybody that we're talking about right now, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and and going to a show, it's not just we don't just get support from you, we get support from each other as well. Like
Yeah.
I said, I mean, just everybody's nice to each other, everybody talks. We end up, I remember after Galveston, I was hanging out with some people, and we shared all kinds of stories and sat and
Yeah.
hung out, I think for 2, 3 hours after the show.
Yeah, that's cool,
Um,
man. That's awesome.
same thing in Dallas, same thing. Just every show I've been to,
Yeah.
just made new friends, and it's been great.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that we could, in some way, I'm glad that we could bring that into your life and you know, provide an avenue for you to meet all these people. I think that's really cool, you know.
Yeah,
I have so many great memories, and it's not even just like it's just so many people that I have such great memories of too, from all over the world, man. It's like the first thing that we think about when we talk about being able to go overseas too, that's another thing, is like we started to go back overseas regularly again. Is like, oh my god, we get to reconnect with these people, we get to go see our friends, like there's just there's so many people that we love, that we've become friends with over the years over there, that we don't get to see as much as we do here, and so it means that much more that we get to see them even just once a year. So I can't even begin to tell you how much those relationships mean, and all the people we've met along the way. It has a serious impact on you. It really does.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
it's just yeah, and I can't wait for it to be back. You know.
yeah. Yeah, me too. Hey, I had a question, by the way. So a minute ago you were saying that people watching. Is this the first interview that you've done?
Well, yesterday I did a practice interview with the Just Sway
Oh,
show.
nice. Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome. Very cool, man. Well,
yeah.
man.
Other than that, yeah, you're my first interview. I was
Good.
he actually helped me a lot with when I first started doing the page.
Mm-hmm.
Giving me advice, giving me shout outs.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him about how nervous I was,
Ah,
and
yeah.
he was like, "Well, man, just go live with me, and we'll just practice."
That's cool,
And
man. That's awesome.
yeah, because I was super nervous about it. But yeah, you
Well,
you are
yeah. So I'm the
you
maiden voyage. That's awesome, man. I'm Is that what
yes,
it is, right? The first. I don't know. I don't know my
Yes.
terms.
Yeah.
Well, that's all. Hey, so thank you, man. That's an honor, by the way. I think it's awesome that you're doing this. I think you need to keep doing it. You need to get like do this regularly. I think it's great. I'd never in a million years know that you're nervous at all. So good job. Kudos to you, man. That's
Thank
great.
you, and thanks
Yeah.
thanks again for coming on.
Yeah,
Hopefully I can get some other guys from the band on,
for
and
sure.
I've reached out to some other people to come on and talk. I'm working on getting Rick on.
Oh
Maybe
yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, we
yeah,
love Rick.
talk about sobriety.
Yeah,
Maybe that video will help some people.
yeah,
Um, and just there's a couple other people that have said they want to come on, share their stories, whether it's just talking about experiences at concerts or talking about depression,
yeah.
sobriety, anything.
I love
You
it.
know,
That's
just
great.
just a safe place to come and unwind and
Yeah,
just feel good.
that's great, man. And it's aptly titled too. I dig it. The
Thank you.
movement,
Well,
man. That's fantastic.
yeah, fear and get back up, all that is just it helped me a lot. I actually have so I have this
Mm,
that Justin wrote, "Get Back Up for Me,"
mm,
and I carry it in my wallet. And whenever I'm feeling down or I feel that my depression's starting to come on, I just take that
yeah,
out and look
that's
at it, and I'm
awesome.
like, don't be dragged down by it.
Yeah,
Get up, fight it.
you got that reminder. That's cool. I have something similar. I've got something in that I carry in my wallet as well. It was a gift that somebody gave me once.
Yeah,
So
man,
that's pretty cool.
it's crazy how just the little things can help you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, that's life is a million little things, you know?
Oh yeah.
It really
You know,
is.
I've I've got that. I've got you guys that I can turn to with the
Hmm.
music. I've got my family.
Yeah.
Um, just so many things that when you're depressed, you don't think about those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but you have those little reminders or the little things that for me it's writing them down and I can look and remember, and that's what pulls me out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you if you don't mind if I ask you a question, do you have a specific song that's kind of your go-to song?
Uh,
Or do you have a couple?
I have a couple.
Hmm.
If I'm really 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 down, if I wasn't
Yeah.
able to catch it in time, I will listen to Hate Me.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
I've got a backstory on that one. That
Yeah.
went back to my pills and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, I'll do Fear's one of them.
Hmm.
Light You Up, I Want It. Picking Up Pieces. There's just so many that I can choose from
Yeah.
with you guys.
It's great.
But there's different lyrics in them and stuff that help me a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
And a lot of it's
yeah,
what mood you're in too, you know. It's like where are you at right at that moment, you know? And so what applies to you at that point in time for sure, you know.
yeah. So sometimes I just gotta put on those dark songs and embrace it,
Yeah. I hear you,
and
man.
just accept that it's there. And I'll start with those dark songs and slowly, just lighten it up, and
Yeah.
I pull away from it.
Yeah. I'm curious. So what about a non-Blue October song?
My other go-to is Linkin Park.
Nice, man.
Um,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
huge Linkin Park fan. Man, since sixth grade, uh,
Wow.
with Hybrid Theory.
Yep. That's a classic record.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Crawling is a big one for me, especially
Hmm.
the acoustic version. And Leave Out All the Rest.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's a huge one for me. Um,
Beautiful.
Papa Roach as well.
Yeah.
Um,
I used
you
to
know,
work out
the,
to the Paramore sessions
yeah,
back when I worked.
yeah.
But I used
Paramore
to,
Sessions was a good
yeah,
one.
Yeah, yeah, it would get me going, man, right off the bat. Very first song, it's like boom. It just put me in the zone. It was awesome. I love that record.
I think Love Hate Tragedy is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. And those are
Decompression
good
Period.
guys too, man. Those are some very inspirational, down to earth, humble, beautiful people. Those guys in that band.
I've seen him in concert a
Yeah.
handful of times. I've never got to meet any of them, but you know I've
Yeah.
heard good things, and you know the message that they send, and they have
Yeah.
really good energy on stage too.
Oh yeah, and it's all genuine, man. Those guys are like they walk the walk too. They do. But we've played with them a bunch over the years, and they've always been like just the coolest guys, like so friendly and positive and just great energy. And I can't say enough about them, man. I respect the hell out of them. And bands like that, even if you don't like their music, it's like once you get to know what kind of people they are, you just get a whole new respect for them. You
Yeah.
know, it's important.
So so what are some of your go-to songs?
Mm. I'm kind of like you. I have a lot for like what mood I'm in. I'm a really big fan of Will Hoge, and he's actually really he's more known to be a country songwriter, and he's written for artists like Eli Young Band. He wrote Even If It Breaks Your Heart, and he's written for Lady Antebellum, and but some of the songs on his solo records are Cold Night in Santa Fe. It was on a record called Anchors. That song gets me, man. That song, that's a gut punch. Um, and for a lot of personal reasons, when I hear it. But he has a song called, it's so funny, but he has a song called Baby Girl. And I think it was Blackbird on a Lonely Wire was the record that it was on. That's my favorite record by him. But when my daughter was like 3, I'd put it on and she would just start sobbing. She didn't know why, but she would just be like,
Yeah.
Just please, just change it. Stop playing this, Daddy. You're torturing me." And it's this beautiful song, that it was written for his daughter. And I'm like, and I just like to this day we laugh about it, because
Yeah.
she's like, why did I do that? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I guess because he did his job and he made you feel
Yeah.
something at 3 years old, but I got to say the guy, he's just very, very good with his lyrics, and he's very good with, you know, kind of similar to the way like Ray LaMontagne sort of creates the bed of a song, and or James Morrison, and you hear it and it just like the song the pieces don't fit anymore. James Morrison, oof, that's another one that like it gets me, man.
Yeah.
So and Waterfalls by TLC. I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
I'm joking. I'm totally joking. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there. Don't get me wrong, I love TLC, but yeah, I'd say that's it for me.
Okay. Um, so who's your favorite band to see live?
Ooh, my answer. I don't think anybody on here's gonna like my answer, maybe even know who I'm talking about. But I used to go see, and I've seen them many times over the years, but a band called Fishbone, and they were they played Lollapalooza in '93. I think the whole thing with I think the whole thing with Fishbone, and the reason that I've always loved them so much, is because their energy on stage is unbelievable. Like they are. I mean, you are just a sweaty mess by the end of the show. Whether you know who the
Oh
band
yeah.
is when you go to the show or not, you're just covered in sweat from head to toe, and you have no idea how you wound up like on top of the crowd and all the way over to the other. It's like it's just like this. It's like a hurricane, man. It's this hurricane of energy. And whether it was Lollapalooza in front of 30,000, 35,000 people, or the Blind Pig in Ann Arbor in front of like 300, it was the same. It was the same
Yeah.
energy. They brought it every time. And to this day and age, man, like Angelo and Norwood and all the guys in that band, they get up there and they just put every ounce of emotion they have into their music, man. And they're like, I think they're so good live. I think they're so badass. It's a completely different show than Blue October. I'll say that. It's very high energy, but it's there's a lot of horns and there's some ska
Yeah.
elements to it, and but live, I love them, and I really like A Perfect Circle live as well, man. A Perfect Circle has this really cool, just dark energy, and the stage
Yeah.
just looks so amazing. And I love their light show, and I love the stage setup, and I love that it's not what you see all the time. And I have to say that they sound phenomenal. And as a producer and as a musician, that matters. I've been to shows where it's like, yeah, it's great that you can jump around, but you sound horrible. I can't
Oh
hear
yeah.
anything. Perfect Circle is one of the best sounding shows I've ever heard, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been some concerts I've gone to, and the stage presence wasn't there, or like you said, they're jumping around but they didn't sound good, and
Yeah.
that's the difference maker. And there's been bands that I've gone and their stage presence, and I'm like, holy shit,
Yeah.
I need to listen to them more.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I love. I was talking about the 90s earlier, and I think that for me, and this is, I'm sure there are a lot of people that are part of my generation that can attest to this, but like there was something about the early 90s to the late 90s that you discovered at those early festivals like Lollapalooza. You discovered bands like Rage Against the Machine, and you got hooked by the live show. It wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily the radio. It wasn't necessarily a video on MTV. A lot of times it was the live show. It was, I saw Rage Against the Machine play at noon in front of a small crowd because people were still filing in, and they were so effing good that I immediately went and bought the cassette tape, and I played it so much that I had to buy another one 6 months later,
Yeah,
because
and
I wore it out.
I'm in the same boat as you, man. I love the '90s. I was born in '89, and I grew up, listening to the Buzz with my
Yeah.
uncle, and we listened to some '70s and '80s rock,
Hmm.
but the '90s is, I jam a lot of '90s.
Yeah. It's my
Um,
heyday. That's my heyday music, man.
See,
Alice in Chains, STP.
yeah, I
Yeah.
actually went to a Buzz Fest not that long ago, and man, they had Live, they had Bush and
Mm,
Godsmack,
nice.
and
Very cool. Yeah.
and I was like,
Zach,
man, they're just
they're bringing it back. That's great.
yeah, it was weird, it was crazy.
Zach Loy is a really good friend of all of us in the band. We've been friends for years and years. He actually plays with Live these days. He's playing guitar with them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we've got some good connections there. So
And
I
it's
actually,
good to see. It's oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I actually almost, when Ed Kowalczyk was doing his solo project, I was actually going to produce an EP for him.
Okay, you're back. Oh, maybe not.
Oh yeah, all good. That might be me.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
you're
might be
back
my
now.
connection. Sorry, but okay. You see me okay? You're grainy
Oh
and
yeah,
digital looking. You look like Minecraft right now.
it's clear on my end,
Okay, cool.
but
Oh, I just saw
it's nice. Oh,
somebody
go
just said
ahead.
Rammstein best live. I've never seen Rammstein, man, but I've heard they're awesome.
Yeah, I've never seen
Yeah,
him either.
yeah. I'd like that show though, for
I
sure.
think they were actually planning a tour before all this happened,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Rage was planning a tour too.
Man, I follow Brad on Instagram, and his posts are kind of, some of them are really funny, but some of them hit really close to home for sure. Just like him kind of describing the feeling, like the disappointment of not being able to get out there and play for people. That was a band that had a huge effect on me. Rage,
Yeah,
in fact, I should honestly say, Rage live just as good as Fishbone. I mean, they may be the all time best live band. Honestly, like some of the best shows I've ever seen. Rage Against the Machine, like just you walked away pissed, just angry,
yeah.
angry. you
I
know.
think you guys are definitely in the top seeing live.
Thank you.
Yeah. some of my other top, I got to see Linkin Park before
Nice.
Chester passed.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was, I mean, his energy and
Yeah.
yeah, that was Green Day still does a really good show.
Nice. Yeah.
Um,
You got to
POD
respect
has
those
a lot.
bands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
POD has a lot of energy too.
That's my boy, man. Trey Daniels, bass player. I go way back with him. He's awesome.
Yeah, I actually one of the songs for them is "Beautiful," one of my
Yeah.
go-tos.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's a great band. That's another
Yeah.
group of really, really, really good, humble dudes for sure. Trey's like one of the nicest people you ever meet. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for that guy, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're down to our last 4 minutes.
So you get an hour. Is that what they do? They give you 1 hour when you do live. This is all kind of
Yeah,
new to
that's what I've
me.
seen.
Yeah.
The Instagram Live only gives you an
Yeah.
hour.
Oh, okay. Right
Um,
on. Well, man, if
so
you
just
if
a
there's
couple.
anything else you want, yeah, if you want to ask me anything else, go for it for sure.
Oh well, I just wanted to give some shout outs. Let
Oh,
everyone
cool.
remind everyone. You got GalaxyCon going live at 6
Yes.
p.m. on the 25th.
Yep.
Um, give a shout out to the Just Sway show. If you're not
Yes.
following them, go follow, listen to their podcast. Um, Also, go stream Oh My My. I think Ryan said y'all was it 26 on the charts right now?
Yeah, I think it went. I actually think it went up even a little bit higher, which is awesome, man. Because what a crazy time to have a song charting, you know. But it's still
Yeah.
fighting, man. It's fighting, and it's resonating with people, and that's great. And I gotta
Oh yeah.
say, that if right now, if you do want to support your band, the band that you love and that you cherish, please, please, please spread the word and encourage people to buy a song. Like, go buy the song. And don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, streaming's great, but if you really, really want to support an artist right now, an artist that you love that can't tour, and I'm not just talking about us, I'm talking about any band that you love. I would say, you know, go buy some merch. Go buy the
Yeah.
song. Really support them. It means a lot.
The timer's showing. We got 20 seconds.
Okay.
But yeah, and also buy. I've been buying my merch to support.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
especially the live shows that Justin's doing. Oh,
Yeah.
10 seconds. Well, thank you so much again for
Thank
coming
you,
on.
man. Yeah. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.